How's it going? Welcome to today's video. I'm Brian K, and today we're going to be talking about how we can develop feel, right? For both rhythm and lead guitar, okay? But feel, it's what separates the sound of certain types of, sonic impressions with rhythm and also with guitar solos, okay? But before we get into it, I do want to thank everybody who has come out here and subscribed and showed some support for the channel, liked the videos, made comments. Thank you for all of the support. And, if you do dig the content that I'm bringing out here, go ahead, don't forget, right? Like, share, subscribe, comment on the videos. Those little things go a huge way to help me continue to grow this channel. Okay, and with that said, let's get into today's sonic impression lesson. Okay, basically our guitar session about feel today. Okay, today is an A major kind of day. We're in the key of A major, okay, and we're going to be looking at a progression, 4 chords, simple progression, right? And we're going to play it 2 different ways. And we're going to use a favorite practice tool, right, to help us develop a sense of feel, okay? And it's got this little tick-tick box, right, the metronome. If you don't have a metronome, you really should start using one of these for like 5 or 10 minutes during practice sessions. You can get one like this at the music store, or you can just go ahead and download the free apps that are out there for your phone. But get a metronome and start using a metronome during practice sessions, okay? Because we're going to use it today, and I'm going to show you how you can develop a sense of feel with just a simple click box, right? A little tempo thing helping you out, all right? Keeps you on track, help you develop feel. Now, I'm going to play a progression, and it's going to be in the key of A major because it's an A major kind of day. And our chords are going to be an A chord, okay, and a B minor or B minor 7, right? To an F sharp minor or minor 7, to good old D major. All right, and we're going to play this progression with 2 different types of feel. But here's the cool thing about this. We're going to use the metronome set at the same, the same setting on the metronome, but we're going to use it 2 different ways to help us develop some feel, okay? So I have this metronome right now for today's adventure set at 66 BPM. So there's 2 different ways we're going to be using this, okay? One is going to be as just simply each click is a quarter, it's a beat, a quarter beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. So we're looking at 4 bars per measure, or I should say 4 beats per bar, okay? And the other way is going to be using it as a primary and a secondary downbeat, where we have, we'll count the clicks as the 1 and the 3, right? But then in between there's going to be a second and a 4th beat that there's no click for, but we know that those beats are there. And that's using it as a primary and secondary downbeat, basically imitating a drummer, what drummers do, okay? So how would we do that, right? Well, put your metronome on, and first it's going to be just counting each as a beat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Every time you get to 4, you go back to 1 because you're going through the bar line, right? This is all the theory, the basic theory things, okay? But it's 4 quarter beats per bar or per measure, okay? Then the other way, without changing the tempo on this, as far as the BPM is concerned, well, it's going to be a primary and a secondary, which actually is putting us at 132 beats per minute, okay? But it's only clicking at 66. And how would you do that for primary and secondary? On your 1st and 3rd beat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have 2 different feels here now. These are feels, okay? You might not have known it, but now you do. These are feels. The first feel is kind of slower, right? More like what you'd have for like a ballad. We'll say a rock ballad, right? 66 BPM, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not super slow ballad, but like a medium kind of slow ballad, right? As opposed to something that's a little more upbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay. So the first thing to do is to be able to count that. So that's the first step. All right, and now that we know how to do that now, right? If you didn't, you do now. Now you know how to start applying feel, because you need to internalize this. You may have heard these terms before, internalizing things, right? But after a while, you really don't even need to count like this after a while. You will feel the tempo and you'll feel the feel, right? Of, is it slower? Is it faster? Is it a ballad? Is it kind of moving along and grooving, right? You actually can feel these things, and you go beyond having to simply, to count it out. But to get started, you do need to count it out in the beginning. So let's talk a little bit about, well, how would that affect the sound of chords, right? You want to play a ballad, well, that's going to be slower, right? So you have your clicks going, right? And you say, well, you need this 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're not going to want to play things very fast or busy, right? But just kind of flowing, like a rock ballad would be, 1 bar for each chord, okay? So 1. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar. Right? Right? And you can feel that when you start playing that way against just a simple click from a metronome. There's a feel that starts to develop there. You're kind of riding the feel, right? It's like surfing. You're surfing that wave of feel, right? But now what we're going to do is say, okay, well, that would be like a rock ballad, right? But how about if we wanted to do it like a little more upbeat, like kind of, well, all right, something that's moving faster, like that being a primary and a secondary, and we're actually at 132 beats per minute, right? Faster, twice as fast as that is clicking. Well, we could say, look, we'll keep 4 clicks on each chord, but it's going to translate to 2 bars for each chord, and the feel is going to be a little bit more kind of moving, right? Moving along. So what could we do for that? Well, same chords, still 4 clicks on the metronome, but it's 2 bars now, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's moving faster. So we're looking now at, for the faster groove and rhythm, 2 bars per chord, right? It's moving faster, it's 2 bars for every 4 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to translate that onto the chords, right? So something a little faster, a faster feel, right? So same chords. But we can hear now that, right, there's kind of like a gallop to that, right? That had a faster, kind of a more grooving, more rocking feel. Then the ballad we did at half that tempo, right? So this concept is how you would use your metronome with chords. And that, like I said, is going to translate into your lead guitar too, because once you get this down for rhythm, it becomes exponentially easier to actually begin to apply that type of approach to your single note, or your melody, your guitar solo, applications. Okay? And keep this in mind too with feel. It's not that you need to play more notes because it's moving faster. That's not what we're talking about. But it's the feel that's going to influence how you play the notes. Okay? And let's go into some audio, some sonic examples, right? So you could actually hear what this sounds like and how you can, when you develop this, right, you start using this in your own playing, okay? Let's check it out. Okay, so as we can hear, right, developing a sense of feel, different types of feels for different types of basic attitudes in the music we're playing is going to translate into you having more creative things to say and play on your guitar. Okay, so have a good time with this, and until next time, keep rocking. We'll see you next time.